Welcome to another episode of The Digital Edge. I'm Dominik with my co-host Françoise.
Hi,
Hi.
Dominic.
On our podcast, we explore technology, innovation, and digital transformation, as you know. And today, we're diving into a topic that's very near and dear to our hearts, using digital transformation as a competitive advantage. And I think this is something that's not always perceived in organizations, right? That digital transformation can be utilized that way, perhaps. But let's see what we can come up with today. François, what did you think about, or what are your thoughts on competitive advantage in digital transformation?
Yes. I think indeed, I think that there is maybe a narrow lens to digital transformation, which is more about digitization,
Mhm.
moving from paper to electronic documents or automating some processes. But I think there is a maybe more exciting angle, which is about building competitive advantage, and it's looking at digital transformation to build new business models, to develop new value propositions, new solutions, and to change the culture of the organization. So, on one side, again, not being negative, but the narrow angle is to think about digital transformation as efficiency. And I think the other wider angle would be about digital transformation as a lever for differentiation. I mean, that's how I would take that one on competitive advantage. What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah. I think that's a good way to put it. I was thinking about if everybody uses Excel, how can you be different? If everybody uses AI in the same way, if everybody uses SAP in the same way as a standardized solution, you basically have a very narrow opportunity to differentiate, right? And so because you create this focus of a technical solution by where you can tweak a little bit and maybe be a little bit better at adopting, maybe you can be better at implementing existing technology faster, right? So you have also a very short window where you can differentiate yourself until everybody else in the industry catches up again, if there's truly value in there. So I think the question is like, what other opportunities are out there besides, these narrow kind of, a little bit here, a little bit there differentiation.
So I have actually a few examples that I dig up, and I thought they could be interesting. The first one is John Deere. Probably you know the tractor company.
Right.
And I mean, traditionally they are, agriculture equipment company, but thanks to digital and data, they have transformed the organization as a data platform company, where they are really a partner to the farmers on using data to know when to plant, for example, or using AI to optimize the use of fertilizers. So, I mean, in this example, it's really, rethinking the business model and developing a very cutting edge advantage because of digital transformation. So I think that that's a, first example. And another one that I found is also, L'Oreal in a very different space, the makeup and perfume company.
Beauty products?
Tradition, sorry?
It's a beauty products company, right?
L'Oréal, the
Yeah,
French, the
yeah,
French makeup and
yeah,
cosmetics
yeah.
company. And traditionally they distribute through retailers, but thanks to technology, they have developed new business models to be more direct to consumer B2C.
Mhm.
They acquired a company called Modiface, where they use augmented reality and AI so that consumers can, virtually try the products and select what they like. So that's another example of an organization using digital as a differentiation,
Mhm.
and a way to get closer to the customer. So I think these are two examples in very different industries that show how digital transformation not only is a level of efficiency, but really creating new customer experience and new value for the organizations.
Right. And
Does
I
it
think,
ring a bell? Yeah.
yeah, and I think what's valuable here is, right, is this stepping out of the status quo, right? We call it innovation oftentimes by virtue like of doing something different than the beaten path. Right? And I think this is exactly where the opportunity lies. You don't always have to reinvent the wheel or go and do something, I don't know, way out there. But there's so much opportunity, like in these examples, where there's an overlap of supplemental capabilities, if you will, right? Combining retail with something that's typically just product development and B2B sales, right? Or then utilizing data to enhance the experience for your direct customers in the case of John Deere. And I think this is something that is heavily underutilized, right? And a way to get around that, I think, is by hiring more people from other industries into established industry. I've said that many times, and I think this is a huge missed opportunity where you can almost get instant perspective from somewhere else, and also challenging your own business and organization and even industry by having somebody who comes from the outside and brings the relevant experience along with it. And of course, you can also go and get acquisitions in the case of L'Oreal, also to help that along. Are there other avenues where you see where you can force the issue a little bit more
Yeah.
to get innovation and change and competitiveness in?
Yes, and I think it goes back to probably one of my favorite topics. It's about the culture. I think that the organization that will be able to use digital as a value creation tool, as a differentiating element, are probably the ones that have a growth mindset. You mentioned about being open, looking outside of their core business. Probably companies that are very agile, that are very collaborative, that empower their employees, and of course are very much data driven. So I think it's, for me, a very important element. If an organization wants to use digital transformation to go beyond what they traditionally do and be able
Yeah.
to invent new stuff, innovate, develop new business model, they really need to work on their culture and to develop that growth mindset that is very critical.
Yeah, good point. In some organizations, I think the buzzword of innovation, right? I mean, the recognition that change and growth have to come about is natural. Everybody knows that. But I think there's this struggle of how to go about doing it, and I think you're absolutely right. The culture has a lot to do with it, right? If you have like, hey, we want to be innovative in our organization, but then you end up never doing anything differently, right? Versus seeking like, why do we have to stay the way that we are, and where can we open up to other opportunities, however ridiculous they may seem upfront, right? And I think the more different it is, and the less traveled the path is, the better the opportunity can be, right? Having that openness, I think, is really critical in an organization to even have that chance for competitive advantage through innovation.
Yeah. And maybe, my takeaway from our discussion is that, digital transformation is not about doing what everybody else is doing. I mean, that's so easy in a way, but it's about, doing what you can do, but doing it better, smarter, faster, and more different than anybody else. I think this is really where the opportunity lies.
Yes, it really does. I would say that speed is again a critical factor in this, right? Not just from technology execution, right? Buying something off the shelf and implementing it faster than anybody else, but really recognizing opportunities quickly and evaluating them, addressing them, and figuring out what can be done with them. So yes, cultural is huge, especially the willingness to change and be open to doing things differently, maybe take on a little bit of risk.
So I think we came to the conclusion that digital transformation is much more than pure automation and efficiency, and there are really fantastic opportunities for value creation. Thank you so much for the discussion, Dominik. And
Great chat.
Join us next time to discuss some more exciting topics about digital transformation.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.